Have you ever noticed your cat suddenly freeze, staring intently at a corner of a room or wall where there seems to be nothing? Maybe she even acts like she sees something there, arching her back, moving her ears, or slowly approaching an empty space. It's frightening, isn't it? Perhaps there is something in your house. Or are cats really capable of seeing things that are inaccessible to the human eye? Let's look into why our furry friends are acting so strangely. For centuries, cats have been endowed with mystical powers. In ancient Egypt, they were considered sacred animals, capable of seeing the world of spirits. In medieval Europe, people believed that cats could sense witches and ghosts. Even today, many people believe that cats have a sixth sense, allowing them to look into. To understand why cats so often freeze and look into the void, you need to understand their sensory abilities. These animals have incredibly developed hearing, keen eyesight, and unique behavioral instincts. Their perception of the world is very different from ours, and perhaps that explains their puzzling behavior. First things first. Cats' acute hearing. Cats have amazing hearing that allows them to pick up sounds that are inaccessible to the human ear. Their hearing range ranges from 45 Hz to 64,000 Hz, which far exceeds the ability of humans, who hear between 20 Hz and 20,000 Hz. This means that cats can perceive ultrasonic waves that we don't even notice. For example, rodents like mice and rats communicate with each other using ultrasonic signals, and insects like crickets and cicadas also make sounds in the high-frequency range. If your cat suddenly freezes and stares into the void, don't be alarmed and think she's seeing ghosts. Most likely, she's just picked up a sound that remains a mystery to us. It could be someone rustling behind the wall, whether it's a small rodent or even a neighbor moving furniture. Cats can also hear the high-frequency noises of household appliances, such as the whistling of electrical appliances, the operation of ventilation, or even the vibrations of pipes. It is especially amazing that cats are able to distinguish sounds up to 20 meters away and pinpoint their source. They can hear a small object falling in another room or someone treading carefully on the floor. Such hearing is a real advantage for hunters. In the wild, it helps them find prey even in total darkness. In addition, cats' ears can move independently of each other, rotating 180 degrees, which allows them to determine the source of sound as accurately as possible. So if your pet is sitting wide-eyed and straining into the void, he's probably just listening for something we can't hear. Unusual cat vision. Cats' vision is unique and perfectly adapted for hunting, especially in low light conditions. Their eyes have a special anatomical structure that allows them to see in the dark 6 times better than humans. This is due to the greater number of light-sensitive cells, sticks, in the retina. They are responsible for the ability to see in the dark, distinguishing even faint reflections of light. An additional role in their stunning night vision plays a special layer of cells, tapetum, which is located behind the retina. This layer acts like a mirror, reflecting even the smallest amount of light that enters the eye back to the receptors, enhancing visibility in dark conditions. It is because of this effect the cat's eyes glow in the dark when light hits them. Cats are also much better at distinguishing motion than stationary objects. Their eyes can pick up minute changes in the environment. For example, if a subtle glare from reflected light on a wall shakes or a shadow from leaves on a windowsill moves, a cat will immediately notice it. Cats are also able to see certain light waves that are inaccessible to the human eye, such as those in the ultraviolet spectrum. This may explain why your pet suddenly freezes and stares into the void. Perhaps they see a glint of light reflected off glass, or footprints that are invisible to us. Interesting fact: although cats have excellent night vision, their perception of colors is not as developed as in humans. They are worse at distinguishing red and orange shades, but they see blue and green colors well. Therefore, some objects that seem bright to us, for them look more muted or even gray. Thus, if your cat suddenly looks in the corner or freezes in a daze, do not think that it sees otherworldly entities. She may simply be noticing something we are unable to see, whether it's a shadow play, a faint glare of light, or even a trace of ultraviolet light. Hunter instincts. Cats are natural-born hunters, and despite the fact that many of them live in the warmth and comfort of a domestic environment, their instincts remain as strong as those of their wild relatives. In the wild, cats are forced to be constantly alert, as their survival depends on their ability to notice the slightest movements and react instantly. That's why even the laziest and most pampered domestic purrs can suddenly switch into hunter mode if something catches their attention. If your cat is frozen motionless and staring intently at one point, it's likely that they've noticed a movement that went unnoticed by you. It could be a tiny insect, a mosquito that flew across the room, or a subtle fluctuation in the air that made a corner of the curtain shake. Even the tiniest rustle or movement of a speck of dust in a sunbeam can pique a cat's interest and make him focus on observing. In addition, cats are phenomenally reactive. Their nervous system is organized in such a way that they instantly detect changes in the environment. They can even catch a tiny spider running across the floor or a barely visible moth moving on the ceiling. Such moments activate the cat's stalking mode. They can sit still for long periods of time, looking for prey, and then rush forward with lightning speed. Hunting instincts also explain the strange habit of cats watching you from afar, as if assessing your movements. Sometimes it seems as if the cat is guarding you, but in fact it is just analyzing your behavior and getting used to your rhythm of life. In the wild, this behavior helps cats track prey or avoid predators, so even in the home it doesn't go anywhere. So if your cat stares into the void or freezes in a tense pose, don't worry. It's just watching for potential prey, even if that prey is just a piece of fluff swaying in the draft. Fourth, electromagnetic fields and cats. Modern science still cannot give an exact answer to the question of how sensitive cats are to electromagnetic fields, but many scientists suggest that they are able to pick up electromagnetic waves that humans do not notice. This may be why your pet sometimes behaves strangely, scrutinizing space, or reacting warily to unseen phenomena. Electrical appliances in your home create weak electromagnetic vibrations that we can't feel, but sensitive cats can pick up on them. Outlets, a running TV, even a phone charger all create electromagnetic fields that can attract your pet's attention. Some cat owners have noticed that their pets are especially reactive to appliances before they are turned on. For example, a cat may suddenly become alert before the microwave starts, or stare intently at the TV a second before it turns on. This may indicate that cats are able to pick up the weak electromagnetic pulses that precede the turning on of appliances. Moreover, it is hypothesized that cats can sense changes in the atmosphere associated with changes in the electromagnetic background. Before a thunderstorm or earthquake, some cats begin to behave restlessly, as if sensing the approach of a natural disaster. Scientists suggest that this is due to changes in the electrical charge in the air, which cats can perceive long before humans notice the first signs of the elements. Thus, if your pet suddenly begins to stare intently at a certain point, it may simply be reacting to electromagnetic waves that are unknown to us. Fifth, the mystical side of things. And now the most mysterious. Perhaps cats really are able to see what is hidden from the human gaze. In different cultures of the world, there are many legends and legends connected with mystical abilities of cats. In ancient Egypt, they were considered sacred animals capable of warding off evil spirits. In medieval Europe, cats were often associated with witches, believing them to be intermediaries between worlds. Some people believe that cats have a sixth sense and can see ghosts. Cases when a cat suddenly starts hissing, arching its back, or running out of the room for no apparent reason are often interpreted as a reaction to something otherworldly. Cat owners often tell stories of their pets freezing and staring into the void as if watching an invisible entity. There is also a version that cats can see the energy fields of people and feel changes in the aura. Perhaps that is why they sometimes approach a person who is not feeling well and lie down next to him, as if seeking to calm or heal him. Some psychics believe that cats are able to absorb negative energy, protecting their owners from evil. There are even rituals in which cats are used as a kind of energy filter, capable of cleansing the space from negative vibrations. Of course, science does not yet confirm these theories, but numerous stories of cat owners give us reason to think, what if our furry friends really see more than we can imagine? Could it be that when your cat stares intently into the void, she's actually observing something that remains beyond our perception? We've broken down in detail the possible reasons why cats sometimes stare intently into the void. We've found that their unusual behavior could be due to the acuity of their hearing, the ability to pick up movements invisible to the human eye, hunting instincts, or even a response to electromagnetic waves. Each of these explanations is supported by scientific observations, but there is one point that remains open. What if cats really do perceive more than we can imagine? There are many stories around the world about cats reacting to invisible entities, sensing events, or behaving as if they're noticing something beyond the realm of possibility. Perhaps science has simply not yet reached the level to explain their behavior. Or is it really a special sensitivity that allows cats to see what is beyond human perception? This question remains open, but one thing is certain: the behavior of our furry friends never ceases to amaze us. Whatever the true explanation, watching cats is always fascinating. Their behavior is a complex symbiosis of natural instincts, developed senses, and, perhaps, something much more mysterious. If a cat suddenly freezes, staring into the void, it can mean many things. From a reaction to invisible movement, to a manifestation of its subtle sensitivity to the energies of the world around it. Could it be that our civilization is not advanced enough to understand these mysterious phenomena? Or perhaps cats simply see the world differently. Their perception is much wider than ours. Either way, their ability to notice things that escape the human gaze makes them some of the most mysterious creatures in the world. The next time your cat starts staring into the void again, think about it. What if she really does see something you can't see?